Hi Pisces, welcome to Leo season, August 2019. Can you believe it's already here? What is going on? Ooh, okay, Queen of Swords falling right out front and center. Interesting. Are you guys whipping around the sword, Pisces? Like, what's going on here? Some of you guys have an air sign in your life, or you're communicating with someone, or you've had some big truths revealed, some big revelations, some big clarity, or you will, like the beginning of August. So yeah, wow. I kept seeing the number 1 when I was connecting to your guys' energy. Very interesting. The number 1. And she's she's holding up that sword. There's someone in your mind or something that you've been thinking about a lot. Something that's been taking up space in your mind that you've been really trying to figure out. And I think it kind of, like, you start getting some kind of answers. You recently did, or you will. The fog will clear and you'll be able to see everything from a higher perspective or point of view. Okay, wow. Especially if it has to do with someone kind of not being all the way honest with you. Some kind of truth, some kind of news is coming out here, right? And we have the 6 of Cups and the King of Swords. So the Queen and King of Swords. Interesting. So some news has kind of came to the surface, or some truth or some clarity has kind of came to the surface that you weren't really expecting. And I feel like you're kind of in this stage where it's like you want to hold on, you want to pay attention to the past or to how it was before. Maybe you found out this news or something from your past, some kind of truth from your past, or an air sign from your past has kind of come back in to the spotlight. 7 of Cups on the bottom, and you're a little confused about what to do. Do you help them? Do you move forward or not? Some of you may feel like someone's been kind of playing you or playing games with you in some way. I think it's better to stick to the logic, to stick to the truth in this situation with the Queen and King of Swords here. Stick to the logic of the situation, whether is the past repeating itself? Am I stuck in a cycle? Like, are they really playing games with me? Like, can you see that for sure? Like, sticking to the logic in the situation is going to help you transform the most. So we have the Chariot and the 2 of Pentacles. There's a big decision. That's what the King of Swords could be here too. There's a big decision like mid-August that you really aren't sure about. Or this air sign comes back in. Some of you could be like juggling 2 things. Like you're not sure whether to go up or down, left or right. There's like a balance here. Some of you could be dealing with a Cancer. You also have fire and air energy, like I said before. I think you're going to get your biggest revelations through trusting your gut, trusting your intuition. That is how you will break free of any kind of insecurity, any kind of traps, any kind of obsessions, thoughts, people that you're thinking about. And like, oh, look, the Magician is number 1, right? Some of you are making a big decision when it comes to the King of Wands. It's not what I was going to say, but you're making a big decision when it comes to a Capricorn, possibly. A lot of possible people coming up here. Some of you have to stand your ground this month. You're going to be asked in some way, shape, or form to stand your ground, to break free, to use what you know, to use your intuition, to use the resources you have to break free out of a situation and to cut people off from a situation, to cut people out from a situation. It's literally like the truth will set you free, you know? Wow, okay. So the Leo new moon is happening the day that I'm filming this. I'm behind like usual. But it's happening for you guys in your 6th house. Also, Mercury is going direct tonight. So it's kind of traveled back into your 5th house. So it's been basically Mercury retrograde for you guys has been bringing up all kinds of like confusing details, miscommunications in your everyday life, in your love life, or your play life, whatever you do for fun, if you're dating, things like that, technology, whatever you use for pleasure, fun, or to entertain yourself. Mercury retrograde has been causing some delays or confusion in those areas. But now that it's going forward, it's basically going to be giving you answers in areas that you've been questioning, especially if it comes to someone that's been like playing games with you, or someone that's been confusing you, or projects, creative projects, any delays or misunderstandings or mishaps with those. But this Leo new moon in your 6th house could definitely be bringing you some major clarity that's affecting your day-to-day life, your daily routines, your schedules, your work life, but also health. You could see kind of like themes of health coming up this month. If you've been kind of slacking or have needed a little bit more courage to do some different things with your health, this will help you with that. Like, just for example, if you've been really wanting to like diet, or you've been really wanting to exercise but you just haven't had the motivation, this month I think may do that for some of you. So there's that. Then on the 10th of the month in August, Jupiter goes direct. So this is happening in your guys' 10th house. And this is going to be, all of these astrological events are obviously going to affect you a little bit more if you're a Pisces rising, but you could also be feeling some of this energy if you're a Pisces sun as well. So make sure you're always watching your rising and sun signs. Just a heads up, because I know someone's going to correct me. But anyway, so Jupiter has been retrograding in your 10th house. So it's been teaching you lessons about your future, about like your career, like the path that you want to take, what you feel like your purpose is in the world, what you want to do in the world, like what career you want to have, what's your dream, like, etc. Jupiter's a very benefic planet, so it can bring good luck in these areas as well. So when it's retrograding, it's asking you to like really deeply think about a lot of these things and what do you want. And you may have to work a little bit harder for some of these things. And it also can bring like delays and stuff sometimes when it comes to your career, you know, and things like that, your goals, etc. But once it goes direct, you start seeing the payoff. So anything that you've been working on to put out into the world, or with your career, or with, you know, your path, your goals, like you're going to start seeing the payoff once Jupiter goes direct on August 10th. And then you're also going to have a deeper understanding of what it is that you want to do, what it is that you're going to be pushing to do moving forward, what it is that your goals are. And then Uranus goes retrograde. I'm sorry. Jupiter goes direct on the 11th. I was saying the 10th because the 10th house. Uranus also goes retrograde on the 11th. And this is going to happen in your 3rd house, Pisces. So, and especially for those of you that were born in like the first, I would say 10 degrees of Pisces, if you have your sun or any planets there, Uranus retrograde in Taurus, and Uranus being in Taurus right now is probably affecting you the most. But Uranus is retrograding in the 3rd house. So this is definitely going to bring some crazy communication, technology issues, but it's really helping you find a higher perspective, a higher view on things, seeing things from a higher perspective, like I was talking about with that Queen of Swords and then the King of Swords, and any contracts or any problems with like your neighborhood or your local environment, your local surroundings, any ways that you feel trapped in these areas, or with siblings or cousins, any way that you feel trapped in any of those areas, basically Uranus is going to help you break free of that. It's really going to help you kind of get out of your shell. It may force you to kind of change, like you all of a sudden, like something that you've been putting off for quite a while, but that's been really making you feel stuck or trapped. When Uranus goes retrograde, like you may find that you all of a sudden are just making this huge change out of nowhere that makes no sense. You can't even explain it, but you know it's going to set you free. Like you know you're going to be liberated by it. So Uranus is also about individuality and freedom. So some of you guys could start a website or start broadcasting yourself like through technology or on the internet or whatever. So basically creative ways that you may be showing your individuality or putting it out into the world through technology or communication. So that's definitely going to be interesting, Pisces. Then we have the Aquarius full moon, which is happening in your 12th house towards the middle of the month on the 15th. So this is definitely going to be interesting. There could be some surprising, shocking, out of nowhere conversations or changes of mind that happen around this time that somehow affect your day-to-day life, your daily routines, your schedule, etc., your health. It's going to be different for everybody, but if you want to know specifically, you can get a reading with me at tawnymichelleyt.com. But with Aquarius and your being your 12th house and the full moon being there, you're kind of ending old subconscious patterns or old subconscious cycles, old habits that were affecting your day-to-day life. So I really think this month is going to be a really positive month moving forward for health, dieting, or your body, or getting in shape, or changing around your daily routines or your schedules, and doing something that works a little bit more for you personally with your life as it is at the moment. So then we have everything moving into Virgo towards the end of the month. Virgo for Pisces is your 7th house, so everything starts becoming about the relationships, other people, etc. So with Virgo, the Virgo new moon is happening on the 30th, and it's going to be basically right on top of all of the other planets in Virgo. It's going to be very interesting. So this is going to be a huge push forward, a huge change, or a huge renewal in your relationships. The Leo new moon that's happening tonight, the night that I'm filming this, is conjunct Venus, the planet of relationships, and then the Virgo new moon will also be on top of Venus. So huge changes, huge new beginnings in relationships, and huge push forwards, huge renewals. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think that's really, really positive. Some of you guys are going back and forth with getting out of a situation or moving out of a situation with the Devil here and the Two of Pentacles and the Chariot, you know? Like, how do I move forward out of this situation I'm in? How do I break free? What do I need? And I think this month you may realize that you already have the resources you need to break free from the situation. It may not be as hard as you may think it is, basically. And I think this King of Swords towards the middle of the month is when Uranus goes retrograde for you, and you're like, you know what? I've had enough. I'm putting my foot down. I'm moving forward. Or it could be an air sign coming back in your life. But all in all, I do think it looks like you have a pretty amazing month ahead of you, Pisces. I'm going to be doing the extended bonus reading where I clarify all of this over on Patreon. Also, my lovely Pisces people, I am doing a new soul alignment and spirituality course. It's called SOULOLOGY. I'm offering it to certain membership levels on my Patreon. So if you want to find out more, definitely go check out my Patreon or check out my website. I have a bunch of stuff on there about it as well. So yeah, that starts August 1st. Even if you don't sign up before August 1st, let's say you can't sign up till like a couple days after, or a week after, or even a month after, you'll still have access to everything. You'll still be able to kind of watch everything and participate, and we'll help you along the way as much as we can. Thanks to all of you guys that have already signed up. I really, really appreciate it. Also, if you have any Leo, if you have a Leo sun, moon, or rising, you get $10 off all readings with me this month for Leo season. Use code Leo season. I forget what the code is actually. It's on my website though, but you can see the code on my website if you go to book a reading, but you'll get $10 off any reading of your choice with me. So I love you guys, and I will see you guys in my other videos. Have a good month, Pisces. Bye.